Hello ladies and gents, I'm the Beanie 101 and I'm here with another XCOM 2 video specifically about the War of the Chosen expansion that is due to hit console and PC on the 29th of August. The good guys at Firaxis have just released a new video giving an in-depth look at the Skirmisher Class, which is one of the new units that you're going to be able to play as in the upcoming expansion. So we're going to talk about absolutely everything to do with the Skirmisher, pick out some little nuggets of information from the video that Firaxis have released, and hopefully give you an in-depth look at what you can expect in the new expansion. As always, if you like this video and you find it useful, hit that like button as it helps other people find my stuff. But onto the Skirmisher Class. These guys, wow, look at the state of them. They are obviously aliens. These guys are former Advent soldiers who have turned on their former masters and have now joined XCOM and want to help you take Advent down. So these guys are very, very interesting in that, for a start, they have quite a unique look, but they also have a couple of unique skills. They have a grappling hook, which you can get with some of the armor later on in the base game, but that grappling hook can be used in a number of different ways on the Skirmisher class. You can use it to scale buildings and get to hard-to-reach places, much like the spider suit in the original XCOM 2, but you're also able to drag enemies towards you as well, which means that you can use it as a gap closer. You can see here, you can use it in several different ways, including on mechanical enemies. You can cause a big electric shock and cause extra damage to mechanical enemies as well. Really good use of the grappling hook there. They also have a unique melee weapon called a ripjack. So once you get up close and personal, you're going to be able to use that new melee weapon to good effect. Here we see the new weapon that the Skirmisher is going to take hold of, and that is a bullpup rifle. So not quite shotgun, but it's a rifle that can shoot multiple times per turn. One thing that I have noticed on the bottom right there is that the clip size is only 3, so you may have to reload this rifle on a regular basis, and so you may actually be reliant on melee rather than your rifle in many situations. I can see certain situations where you're utilizing your class and you're going to run out of ammo, and the only backup that you have is to close the gap on something and punch it in the face. So one of the things that we're going to look at now is the skill tree. We can see some of the class skills. You can see first and foremost that there's a lot of skills in this tree, 3 or 4 class skills that you can take at each particular level. First up is the waylay skill that we're looking at here, and that means that when you enter Overwatch you can take as many shots as you have remaining actions, which is interesting. So I suppose that means that if you overwatch without moving, then you can potentially overwatch 2 or 3 or 4 times, depending upon how many action points a Skirmisher has. And one of the things that Firaxis has said about the Skirmisher is that they are a class that is able to take multiple actions and even interrupt, in this case, enemies' turns. So interrupt is another skill which is a powerful form of Overwatch, and instead of just firing automatically at an enemy when they move and get into your line of sight, it actually allows you to pick any singular action available to the Skirmisher instead of just shooting your weapon. I think that is pretty powerful and a very unique way of utilizing Overwatch, which I like. It'll be a very, very different way of playing the class. Up next is the Reflex Skill, and that means that when you're fired upon, you gain 1 extra action on your next turn. So this plays into the fact that the Skirmisher is going to be able to take actions on a regular basis. They have compared the Skirmisher very much to the Alien Rulers that you get in the Alien Rulers DLC, where they are potentially going to be able to interrupt enemy turns, and every time the enemy does something, you're going to be able to react with another action yourself from this Skirmisher class. We're going to take a look at another screenshot here from the video that Firaxis released, and this gives us an insight into another skill and another quick bit of information here. So Whiplash is one free attack, so very much like Lightning Hands, I suppose, but this instead is going to be using your grappling hook as an electric lash, and it does double damage to robotic units. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Another way to take down some of the mechanical enemies that you encounter on a regular basis, sort of mid to late game. And I like the fact that it's free actions. Again, it sounds like the Skirmisher is going to be able to amass quite a large number of action points. And you can see in the bottom left here, I've circled a sit rep. These are modifiers to specific missions. This one's called Advent Loot, so I suppose Advent soldiers may all carry loot. I'm guessing there, but sitrep is going to be a different modifier that you may get on a particular mission with a variety of different effects, just playing into the random generated nature of XCOM 2 even more. I like the fact that they're changing up the gameplay and they're changing up some of the missions wherever they see possible. But that's what we can garner from the Skirmisher class. Let me know what you think about the Skirmishers in the comments below. And like I say, if you find this video helpful and useful, hit that like button and consider subscribing if you do want to see some more XCOM 2 War of the Chosen content on my channel. But I'm going to leave you now with the full trailer from Firaxis of the inside look for the Skirmisher class. Thank you ever so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support, and I will catch you again in the next video.
Commander, we received intel on a resistance faction calling themselves the Skirmishers. They're former Advent soldiers who, with a little convincing, might join our cause. I'll spare you the details, but they figured out how to remove the chip that kept them under Advent's control. It's a brutal process, but at least they're using that same attitude out in the field. These soldiers make use of a unique grapple gauntlet for extreme mobility and offensive power. We've employed grapples on our own units before, but the Skirmishers take it to a new level. They can pull enemies out of cover, launch themselves toward an unsuspecting target, or deliver shock attacks. Skirmishers also come equipped with the Bullpup. This rifle is most effective at close range and can be fired twice before Advent has a chance to react. As the Skirmishers advance their abilities, they train themselves for additional mobility and unstoppable counterattacks. High-ranking Skirmishers are able to evaluate Advent's movement and gain additional opportunities to attack. Reflex grants extra actions if the Skirmisher gets fired at. Battle Lord gives them an immediate action after each enemy takes theirs. In other words, a single Skirmisher is an army of its own. Advent will be lucky if they can get a single shot off on this soldier. They're adaptable fighters and they're determined to prove their independence from Advent. They'll be strong allies against the Chosen if we can get them on our side. Good luck, Commander.